Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I'm going to talk about the Queensbury Matchroom 5 vs 5. And the fight I'm going to talk about is the Daniel Dubois versus Hrgovic fight. Now, I'm going to do a post commentary breakdown of the rounds and the fight. It was actually a pretty competitive fight. It was pretty good. I'm actually impressed with Dubois, and basically he has improved significantly. So in the first round, it was a battle of attrition. Daniel came out and pressed the action, and he took the centre of the ring. He had a snappy double jab and a right hand combo with an orthodox high guard. Now Hrgovic was forced back on the outside. He was hit at times, but coming into the minute and 40-second mark, Hrgovic timed Dubois with a big right hand and caught Dubois with about 4 unanswered right hands. Dubois covered up, but finally realised he had to move his head, which he did. He threw back the jab, covered up and moved his head. Hrgovic was confident and tried to take his head off with more rights. So Daniel countered with a right of his own, then jabbed, avoided big rights, clinched, and the round was over. Barry Jones made me laugh in the first round with his analysis of Dubois getting hit. I quote, "He's like a plank of wood," and I laughed because it was funny, even though it was derogatory, but true. Daniel is tough like a plank of wood, and I think it's also a nod to like his mental IQ. It's like as thick as a plank of wood, I think, as well. But one thing to note, the Joyce, Usyk and Miller fights have given Daniel experience, mental toughness, physical toughness and grit. I gave the first round to Dubois. While he got hit with big shots, he fired back and controlled the round and got off big shots of his own while pressing, but only just to give him the round. So in round 2, Hrgovic was more relaxed with that Eastern European style of boxing, and his 1-2 gave Daniel problems because it was from like basically like a low stance where his hands are down basically, and he just had one hand up to his chin, and then because Daniel stayed in the pocket, it gave him problems. And Hrgovic's reach was superior. So after eating a few rights, Daniel finally got out of the way and clinched when he could. He fired back, but Hrgovic switched to jab and body attacks. To his credit, Dubois weathered the storm and threw back shots to let Hrgovic know he was there. But that was Hrgovic's round. So round 3 had Dubois pressing with the double jab, backing Hrgovic up and staying out of range of Dubois' attacks. Daniel's youth and athleticism stood him in good stead. Hrgovic landed a 1-2, but Dubois fired back with a jab, right cross, left hook. Dubois' round. So round 4, Dubois controlled it with a jab. Hrgovic tried to feint and set up the 1-2. He was as successful as he was in round 1, because Hrgovic was more languid, slow and relaxed, probably too relaxed as Daniel pressed the action and forced him back, making him look markedly more dejected through the red as blood flowed from his eyebrow. But he had a renaissance in the dying last 10 seconds, throwing a 1-2 in quick succession to make Dubois clinch. Dubois' round. So round 5, Hrgovic fired up, he threw 1-2s, controlled this end of action, pushing Dubois back. He hurt Dubois twice with 1-2s, the right hand hurting Dubois, causing him to clinch to clear his head. In the last minute though, Dubois gets a second wind, fires a double jab, forcing Hrgovic back, hitting him with ease because Hrgovic has that relaxed stance and guard. Hrgovic tries to counter with a feint and a jab and a big right. As the round ends, it's Hrgovic's round. So round 6, Hrgovic has slowed considerably in this round. He looks gassed. I don't know if it's the altitude or the big 1-2s he likes to throw, but he is slowed down. Daniel takes control and pushes him back with a double jab and a 2. To note, Hrgovic has a more conventional high guard as he's slowed. He counters in spots as Dubois presses. He has more success, but Dubois presses with 1-2s and steps back. So the rights by Hrgovic are not landing as cleanly. It continues like this, press, counter, but Daniel is smart and ties up Hrgovic when he can because it negates his attacks and gives him a rest. Hrgovic's round only just because his work was clean and he landed the telling punches. So Dubois comes out in round 7 and gets to work, double 1s and 2s and a 2. When he's up close, throwing left and hooks and rights to the body and the double jab. right hook, left hook, pushing Hrgovic back. Hrgovic is looking tired, taking punishment and getting beat up. Dubois looks like he's going for the finish several times in this round. At the end of the round, Dubois hits Hrgovic with a stonk of a right hook. Hrgovic should be out cold, but he's standing barely. To be fair, I'm surprised the referee didn't wave it off, as he wasn't defending himself. But Hrgovic clinched. Referee warned Dubois about his head, giving Hrgovic a reprieve. 2 lead hooks and the round is over. Definitely a Dubois round. Hrgovic walks back to his corner, bloody and disorientated. So round 8 comes and Dubois comes out and beats Hrgovic like he stole something off him. Double jabs, right hooks to the head, then double jabs, right hook to the body, left hooks to the head. Hrgovic is bloody and battered. A minute into the round, the referee halts the action, takes Hrgovic to a neutral corner while Dubois waits in the other corner. The doctor looks at the cut, whispers into the referee's ear, and the referee waves the fight off, and the celebrations are there as this is the biggest scalp of Dubois' career, and kudos to him. Now, to know, a lot of people probably thought Hrgovic would win this fight easily. And to be fair, on paper, it possibly could have looked like that. But I think what Frank's done with Dubois has been remarkable. The turnaround where Frank Warren's made him the fighter what he is now compared to what he was. He was a little bit green. And I think maybe, just maybe, the Joyce fight was a bit too early. But it gave him the experience he needed. And I also understand now why Frank went with him, because of obviously the knockout power and the youth. He had more invested in Dubois in the long run. So even if Dubois lost, there's chances he can still win and make him more money. Whereas Joyce is markedly old and he's probably can only fight for a limited time unless he gets the big fights that he wants and then tries to get the opportunities that he needs. So I think marketing wise, Frank's done the right job with probably both fighters, but in some sense he's threw Joyce under the bus, because Joyce arguably was ahead of Daniel, but Daniel's had more opportunities for whatever reason. So, but anyway, moving on from the Joyce fight with Dubois and then obviously to the Usyk fight, he did improve markedly in that fight, and obviously Usyk's no slouch. He did hurt Usyk in that fight. Controversial low blow, not low blow. For me, it wasn't a low blow, and the referee was a bit biased, to be fair. But anyway, he lost that fight. They said what they said. Anyway, then he had the Miller fight. So now with the Miller fight, he went all the way with Miller. Miller pushed him. Now, if Miller had been on PEDs, who knows? The fight might have been even more explosive, but you could see Miller wasn't on no PEDs because he was tired and he looked flipping, gassed. And what do you expect to be in that weight for over 300 pounds? You're gonna be gassed. So anyway, he won that fight and he won that with sheer heart, and a lot of people giving him props. So now moving on to this fight and the performance he put in, it's a markedly better improvement overall, and it shows you that he has got physical determination. He's not a quitter. He can fight for adversity, and when he knows when to go after his man and beat up his man. So I think this is what Frank saw in him, sort of like the Nathan Gorman fight where he was ripping hell out of Nathan Gorman. First couple of rounds Gorman was there, but then once he hurt Gorman, he went to finish him. So he's learning on the job as such. That's as the saying goes with Dubois. Now, with this fight being for the #1 spot for the interim title, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Joshua and Dubois will be the next matchup, because the IBF are going to at some point make the title available so people can fight for it. And I think Hrgovic had been waiting for a while. So now that Hrgovic is not waiting, I'm not sure if the IBF will actually even do that. They may let Fury and Usyk still fight for Undisputed again, then order whoever it is to fight the winner of that fight. But I think they'll still need time. So maybe then after that fight's concluded, then they'll release the IBF belt and let Joshua fight for the IBF with Dubois. Now that's an interesting fight in itself. if that fight does get made, because Daniel can hit hard and he has actually improved, would he give Joshua problems? So I think at some point I'll probably do a video on that. I don't want to ramble on too long on this video, but I think Joshua does have enough tools to win, but there is a but, because Daniel's improved and he has power, he may actually cause Joshua some problems, because the youth, the hunger, having already won a belt, even though it's a WBA regular, having had a pretty good competition with Usyk, even though he got beat, the confidence of beating Hrgovic, and now standing where he's standing, the world's at his feet. So it's kind of a case of should realistically beat up Dubois, but it's heavyweight boxing and he has improved. So anyway, I'll possibly do a review on that at some point. But anyway, what are your thoughts? What did you think of Dubois' performance? Do you think Dubois has a chance against Joshua? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And what did you think of Hrgovic? Do you think he had a poor showing? Do you think he was gassed? Do you think there's something wrong with him? Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from the one and only Knockout Legends. Peace.